Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Can you make us an organizer?
Yeah.
Fadil,
Hmm.
can you make me organizer too?
Yeah. Zara.
Me as well, Kadir.
Yeah. Make.
There are too many students, so he's got to do one by one. Thank you.
Make. Okay. So we have assigned the GLs. In the last session, we have seen that the combination of chart of depreciation, chart of accounts, account determination, and depreciation area. So we have assigned, if you remember, we have two depreciation areas which we have created. One is 01, which is a book depreciation. Okay. To this we have assigned all the GLs. And we have already created another depreciation area. I think one is
15.
for taxation.
Taxation 15, 1-5.
1-5. One more we have created for taxation, but we have not assigned any GL account because we just need for reporting purpose. That's it. This one. Not assign any GLs. Okay, this was we covered last time. So GLs assigned for this. No GL assignment. Only for reporting. We have taken this. Okay, next. Now we need to calculate the depreciation. Now here in SAP, this calculation of depreciation happens based on a depreciation key. Calculation.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
I can see the recording screen on here on my desktop.
Because you're not an organizer. I think you went out and came back and.
Because my.
Yeah. Just check. Okay. Now can you, Amrita? No. Where did she go? Amrita, you there? Hello? Some problem at your end then. Sapna, can you hear me?
Yes.
Tara?
Yes.
Sri?
Yes, Kadir.
Log in back again. Even Ravi is facing some issues, I don't know.
Ravi is here, right?
No, he
I'm there
came.
in the phone, but I don't, that recording is not being recorded, so you guys can go ahead. I can select from Swapna.
Yeah, I'll send it over.
Okay, alright. Calculation of depreciation. This depreciation calculation happens based on a depreciation key. Okay. So what are the prerequisites? Prerequisites for creating a depreciation key. Okay. Now before I go ahead and create this depreciation key, we need to identify that there are various depreciations that we calculate. Okay. Okay. Going out and coming back. Like you have a depreciation straight line method, WTV method. Yeah.
Sorry to disturb. Can you last time make me open?
Useful life. Yeah.
You didn't make me. Yeah. Thank you.
Amruta?
Yeah, yes, thank you, Kadir. Now
Yeah, but I have not made you an organizer, no?
I did,
don't know.
Kadir.
Oh, thanks.
Okay.
Now I'm able to record it.
Okay. So, okay. SLM method, WTV, useful life. So, any idea what's an useful life? Yeah. Useful life. SLM method, calculation is based on?
Straight line method, right?
Straight.
Example of a straight line method is, suppose the value of an asset, any asset that you have purchased, furniture, building, whatever may be, 100,000 for example. You are calculating depreciation 10%. How much it is?
10 years.
10,000.
10,000. Okay. Useful life of an asset is, okay, useful life of an asset is 10 years. Now how does the depreciation calculate for this is that, as you said, 10,000. So the value of an asset is 100,000 minus 10,000. This is your SLM depreciation. Okay, straight line. So what is the net book value now?
90.
90,000.
90,000. So again I'll calculate this. SLM depreciation, how much?
10,000.
10,000 only. So what's the value of an asset?
It can be 80,000.
80,000. So what do we understand in case of an SLM method is that the depreciation is calculated based on the acquisition of the value of an asset. Right? This is my acquisition value. Acquisition value of an asset. SLM is based on the acquisition value of an asset. But in case of a WTV, okay, suppose it is 10,000, same thing I'm taking. 100,000, 10,000, 10%. Okay. Now if you calculate this, 100,000, 10,000,
Kadir,
the balance is, yeah,
what's the 10%? 10%.
depreciation. Depreciation.
Okay.
You're reducing the value of an asset by 10%.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
90,000. Now 100,000, 10,000, 90,000. Now how much?
9,000.
9,000. So it reduces. Now it is 81,000. So here the value of a depreciation is reduced on the based on the net book value. Correct? You
Oh,
calculate depreciation on net book value.
okay.
Okay. On the net book value, you calculate the depreciation. Here based on the acquisition value.
Acquisition value.
Okay. Now this useful life is similar to your SLM method only. Okay. Same thing. 100,000, 10,000. No, I just say here that the life of an asset is 10 years. Okay. Now this 100,000, whatever I have defined, this how does the depreciation is calculated based on the useful life. Depreciation is calculated based on the useful life of an asset. Okay. Okay. Now I have this is equal to 100,000. Okay. Divided by 10 years. How much you get? 10,000. Right? So this is my depreciation. Your depreciation is calculated based on the useful life of an asset. Okay. So let's calculate this. And then we'll get into it. Signing of GL is done. Okay. Okay, now here my requirement is, okay, let me do it in the system only. Asset accounting, depreciation. Now if you want to, I told you right, I need to calculate depreciation in SAP based on this depreciation key. Depreciation key. Now if I want to calculate my depreciation key, create a depreciation key, before that there are certain prerequisites like an asset class how we created, similar to that. First is define base method. Yeah, define base method. Okay. Now in the base method, you are specifying how the depreciation should be maintained. Like, should it calculate, like over here if you see here. So now, when does the value get nullified in case of this asset? After 10th year, right?
10
Because
years.
asset in 10 years, right? Am I right?
Yes.
Yes.
After 10 years, what will happen? It will go in the minus, right? Negative sign, right?
Mm-hmm.
Am I right or no? Minus, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, here if you see here, these are the defaults. In case of a useful life, the base method is 011. See here, 00. I'll double click on this. See. Type of depreciation is ordinary depreciation. Depreciation method is what? From based on useful life, right? Okay. This is what I said right over here. Based on useful life, right? See here, useful life. Now here you are saying depreciation after planned life ends. Should it calculate? Yes,
No.
you will say if you want to calculate. No, then no. Depreciation below net book value. When it goes below net book value, should it calculate? Yes or no? This one. Hello?
Yeah.
I don't know about this curve, man. I've never used it. Okay, back. So note down this. Base method 0011 for useful life. See here. Now if you have seen here, we have used explicit percentage after end of life. So it means depreciation should calculate after end of the life, see. Planned life. Yes, it has mentioned, see.
Mm-hmm.
Like this. See here, 0012 explicit percentage. Stated percentage, no depreciation. See here. in the base method you are trying to maintain whether the depreciation should be calculated, okay, after the end of the life or after the net book value is gone beyond 0. That is what you will do it in the base method.
So this is all coming from the company requirements, right?
Yes, yes. Based on that you will choose that, whichever one you want.
Okay.
This declining balance method, this is another scenario, again I'll come back to it. Define maximum amount method. This is an optional entry. If you want to define, you can define. This is like a tolerance. You're keeping a limit on the depreciation amount. Okay, like a tolerance. New entries. V70. So here I'll say maximum amount method for V700. Save it. This is like a tolerance. Select this maximum amounts. New entry is valid to 31st to 12/999. Currency USD. Something like that. Like a tolerance. If you say 10,000, it will not calculate. It gives an error if a depreciation goes beyond 10,000 then. Then optional entry. If you want to, you can define it. Define multi-level method or multi-level method, whatever you call it. You go here, the multi-level method, it's asking for chart of depreciation. V700.
700.
Okay, new entries. So we said we're going to define. So in this multi-level method, we say one is straight line method. See, I'm defining. In the multi-level method only, you will maintain the rate percentage. Okay, one is straight line. Validity start period. Okay, so we are going to start here now from ordinary depreciation start date, right? As per that, right? Hello?
Yeah.
Okay, click on the levels, new entries. Now this SLM should be calculated only for those assets which are acquired on 2014 or any asset, maybe on 15, 16, 17 going forward. Acquisition year can be anything, or we should make it specific that that the company will purchase only assets in 2014.
It depends on the requirement, right? Like,
No, in general I'm saying you. Do you put that way then?
Then we don't put right here.
Huh?
I think it's for the year wise.
what's
That's
your
right.
question? Can you repeat it again?
The question is, do you think I want to calculate? This is used to calculation of depreciation, right? I give a percentage to it, right? SLM.
So
So this SLM should be calculated on those assets which have been purchased only specific to 2014. Okay. What about 2015, 2016,
For all the
2017?
years, whatever.
For all the years. So that is why we give it as 999. Right.
Yeah.
So this SLM should calculate, okay, only for my asset years will be only for depreciation 10 years, 5 periods, something like that, or 5 years, 5 periods like this, or it can be for any number of years, right?
Right.
Useful life.
Kadir,
Yeah.
Solok, sorry. So, I'm sorry, I just joined. So we rescheduled our session for 8 Tori today too? We don't
same
have our
time.
9 Tori session?
No, same time, no?
No, our regular session is 9 Tori Eastern time.
No, I just started, man, but... Hello? Oleg?
So, yeah. I just want to ask, so now we're always going to have it 8 Tori?
Yeah.
Always?
For a time being, we'll have it. For another 2 to 3 days, man.
Okay.
Oleg?
Okay. Yeah, I got it.
Okay, an hour before we are joining to our regular time.
Yeah, I didn't know. I thought it's only 1 day. Okay, I don't want to interrupt the whole session. Sorry, I just want to understand that it's correct session. But okay. Okay, sorry guys.
Yeah, alright. Okay, so if I say here 999, so it means for any years, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So period you leave it blank, then it can be of any period. Now, what would he say? This SLM base value should be based on what? Calculation based on what?
Asset, right?
What value?
Acquisition.
Acquisition value. So here I give 10%. Clear?
Mm-hmm.
I save it. Back. Again new entries. WTV. Okay, written down value method, diminishing method, I don't know what they are called by so many names. Okay. Written down value. V700. Calculation of depreciation from ordinary depreciation start date. Ordinary depreciation start date. Levels. New entry. Same thing. See. Now I'm changing the percentage. 15%. Sorry.
Yeah.
This one.
Value, right?
Now
Net
this
book
will be for what? Acquisition, huh?
Net. No, net book value, right?
I should take net.
Value.
Network.
15%. Save it. Okay. Back. Now one more. I'm defining. USL. Useful life. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So useful life of an asset based on V700. Ordinary depreciation start date. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Double click on these levels. New entries. Acquisition anything. What should be my base value for useful life?
Acquisition only, right?
Acquisition, correct. Should I need to maintain percentage?
No.
No.
No, because it's divided by
based
years.
on the yes. So you don't pay anything, just save it. So we have maintained 3 multi-level methods or multi-level methods. Okay. Maintain period controls. Okay. Before I maintain this period control, I'm going here. This is the most important setting of it. So I go here, maintain period control. In order to maintain period control methods, under this you have first setting, maintain period control. Here. First setting, new entries. I'll create one period control like V7. This is like a variant. Period control for V700. Saved it. Define calendar assignment. New entries. What's a fiscal year variant? Anyone?
Calendar year, right?
No, I think for
V7.
V7, okay.
V700.
Okay, see here, V7. So this is V7, V7. What's a period control? We have defined as V7 just now, right? Hello?
Yes. Yes.
V7. Okay.
So why are we filling all those fields? Like,
Tell me, where did we see like this?
yeah.
Month? Where did we see
Month.
this?
Fiscal year variant. Right? We declare the months.
No. Okay. 31, 28, 31, 30, 31, 30, 31, 31, 30, 31, 30, 31. My requirement is somewhat like this. Okay, I did this for one of the company in the US. I just want to explain you this scenario. If I purchase my asset, from this first month, okay, hello, till the 6th month, okay, I will get full depreciation.
Okay.
Okay. Hello?
What is full depreciation means?
Full year depreciation.
I didn't get
Example,
what.
hold on. Example, this is 100,000, right?
Right.
The entire depreciation for the whole year, 10% is 10,000, right?
Right.
If I am purchasing this asset between the first to 6 months, in between this 1 to 6,
Okay.
okay?
Right.
If I purchase between this 1 to 6, I will get full depreciation.
Okay.
If I purchase in the first month, I'll get 10,000. If I purchase in the second month also, I'll get 10,000. Okay. Any asset that is being purchased between January till June, I'll get full depreciation. Usually what will happen, if I purchase in the month of February, how many months depreciation it should calculate, Swapna?
11 months.
10, na? 11, na?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? If I purchase in the month of March, 9 months, right?
Yes.
Right.
April 8, right? Oleg? Hello? I don't know where you go. Okay. Usually from the month you have purchased, from there the depreciation calculates, right? From whenever you purchase.
Right.
Yes.
Right, but my requirement came in such a way that it says that please calculate depreciation in such a way that if a company is purchasing in the first till 6 months, the government has given a provision where they can get a full year depreciation. Clear or not clear?
Okay.
Huh? Anyone? Now if they purchase in the remaining 6 months, they'll get only 6 months depreciation. Imagine if they are purchasing in the December, they'll get only 6 months depreciation. 11th month, 6 months, see? Clear?
But
So
first
you
to
mean to
6
say-
months, first to 6
Yeah.
months, the full depreciation.
Full depreciation, correct.
1 year, right? Year, 12
Yeah, full
months.
year they'll get.
Okay.
Okay,
Yes,
in
One
case of
company gets the benefit.
that's a benefit that the government said, something like this. So I'm just trying to show you the purpose of the period control is it controls the way the depreciation should be calculated.
Kadir, sorry to interrupt. Can you please repeat it again because I'm a little bit confused about this?
The simple phrase.
The full
The phrase is
1
if
to
you are
6.
acquiring the asset in the first 6 months, you will get full year depreciation. You might acquire in the 4th month, 5th month, 6th month, till 6th month. You will get full year depreciation. If you
So
acquire in
it's-
the remaining 6 months, you will get 6 months depreciation. Yeah.
From 100,000,
Oh, sorry.
can you, sorry, I just wanted to, can you open the Excel sheet, Kadir, please?
Mm.
From the 100,000, you're giving 10%, so which is 10,000, right? So here also you're getting it for the full year, right? Like,
This is for
the
full year. Now
depreciation.
imagine, yeah, full year. Now imagine if I purchase this asset in the month of March.
Okay.
So it should calculate depreciation for remaining 9 months,
9
right?
months.
So this is 10,000 divided by 9.
9.
So otherwise you can do this way, divided by 12. Okay, 8.33. That is per month, right? Into 9,
Right.
7,500.
Okay. So yeah,
This
that
is
is
what-
for
Remaining. This is how we used to calculate depreciation, right? If it is purchased in the month of March, calculate from March. Now this calculating from March,
till,
right?
yeah.
But
March till
here I
December.
said, if you purchase in the first 6 months, you purchase any time in the 6 months, okay,
Okay.
you'll get full year depreciation.
Okay.
Same way for the 6 months. Remaining 6 months also, if you are trying to purchase in the month of October, November, December, you'll get full 6 months depreciation.
Okay.
Ravi, clear?
So what is it called? Full depreciation?
I did not get you.
What is the name of it? Like
No name. I'm telling you that this is the provision given by the government which says if you are acquiring the assets in the first 6 months, calculate for the whole year. The requirement is like this.
okay.
There is no method. Methods are different over here. What you're talking about is SLM, WDV,
So-
what we have talked.
So you put in 666, right? And the period?
666 means, yeah. Now in the period, whatever you give. Suppose I give 333 means 3 months depreciation.
3
If
months.
you are acquiring in the
3
first 6 months, you will get 3 months depreciation, something like that. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
0 means full year. 0, 0,
Okay.
0, 0. Now I did not specify the year. If I specify the year, this particular posting period, whatever I am defining here,
Will be only for
period
that year.
control method. This period control method will become specific to that year then. So every year I have to come and define then this. Yeah.
Right.
So I'm keeping this blank. So it maintained means blank means full any year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clear.
Okay. I'll save it. It gone blank, so don't worry. Nothing but 0 this is. Okay. Hello.
Okay.
Okay.
So that is the period control method. Now I need to maintain that period control here. I come back. Okay. We will look into depreciation this way calculation, and the other way is on the pro rata basis, what we call. Like, you know, month of March you purchase, from March you should calculate depreciation. From where you have purchased the asset, from there you have to calculate the depreciation. That is clear, right? Hello?
Yeah, that's clear.
Yeah, that is like whenever you purchase from that day, the depreciation should start calculating. So my period control method, VPC, I'll give. Everyone clear with that?
Yes.
Any question, anybody? Oleg?
If we buy in the middle of the month, still we have to pay for the whole month?
If you have, this is most benefited, na? For the company, they'll go, so what will happen? They'll try to acquire more assets in the month of January to June, right?
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
No, his question was in the middle of the month, like January 15th. Then those other 15 days, that they still have to make the payment.
No, depreciation will be going calculating based not on the base of the day wise. We calculate month wise. Hello.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, that is also I'll show you, but day wise you don't do it, man.
Then if I buy the all the depreciation products on month of January 31st, then I can take and show that that month profit more, right?
No. What will happen if you're saying, suppose you're saying I purchase my depreciation on January 31st as per our period control method now.
Right.
Okay. You purchased on January 31st as you said. Now if you have purchased your asset on January 31st as per our period control, so how many months depreciation you should calculate?
Full year.
Huh?
Full year, right? Depreciation.
Full year depreciation you will calculate. Simple. Clear?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
But if I purchase the same asset in the month of September, then
It is 6 months only. Half year.
6 months.
6
Same.
months.
Simple. That is the requirement. Okay. So this period control I'm setting at whenever I acquire the asset, acquisition of the asset, please apply this period control. If there is any addition of an asset, so please apply this. In case of a retirement, apply this. In case of a transfer, apply this. Transfer of an asset. Okay, all this we will see. Each one of this. These are scenarios. Acquisition, addition, retirement, transfer, all this.
Okay.
Clear? Any questions in period control? Period control is clear means asset accounting will become more clearer for you. How it is calculating and everything. So where do you maintain percentages? In the multi-level methods.
It's a multi-level method.
Okay, you maintain over here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now maintain depreciation key. I have met the required prerequisites for setting up my depreciation key. I am going to maintain my depreciation key here. New entries. My depreciation key is SLM. I'm creating one more. Okay, that is multi-level where I maintain the percentage based on the depreciation key. Okay, SLM. Yeah, it just started. Straight line method. Umar. V700. I defined maximum amount method. Hello.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we defined it as what?
V70.
V70.
No, it's V7.
Okay, let's see. Here, can you see here depreciation to the day? You was asking, na, I want to calculate day wise. You said, no, just now somebody was asking, right? If I purchase on January 15th, from 15th day it should calculate, right?
Okay.
So you select this. Day wise.
But you said it is not possible, right? Day wise.
No, you don't do it. If you want to do, you can do. That's
You
what I was
have
saying.
an option.
Option for that.
Okay. So if you select this depreciation to the day means it will calculate day wise. Then your period control will be ignored. The one you have set it up, right?
Right. That
That will be ignored then.
Yeah.
Okay. Click on the
Okay.
assignments.
Now
Yeah.
the one which we created for the fiscal year variant, do we have to select this period control according to fiscal years if we are going through that?
No, that period control depending on the requirement how the depreciation should be calculated or maintained.
Okay, but
Okay.
you have a choice here, right? Period control according to the fiscal year.
Here you are saying this part.
Yeah. No, about
No.
that there's one
This one?
option. Yeah.
No. Period control according to fiscal years means if you have specified, I'll show you. I'll show you what you're asking. Okay.
Okay.
There I did not specify any specific year actually over there. So what you have to do is one activity you have to perform if you are maintaining their year. Suppose I have maintained 2014 over there. Okay, so next year, every year I have to perform one year-end activity for that period control. I'll show you. Click on the assignment of calculation periods. Okay, new entries. Again. Depreciation type, ordinary depreciation, right?
Yes.
Phase, from start of the depreciation, right? Over here. Base method. Okay, I'm going to take this, right? We said explicit percentage, right? No depreciation at the end of the planned life or when the net book value goes 0, right?
Yeah.
Here, period control we defined just now, right? V7, right?
Period
PCI.
control
PC. I don't know what we define. VPC.
I think VPC.
Okay. No, multi-level. This has gone for SLM. See, I'm calling this. All this I'm calling it, right, for creation of my depreciation key. Okay. That's it.
Period
Depending on the
control-
requirement, we'll choose all this. Clear? Hello?
Kadir, period control is V7, I guess.
No. That is your variant. To that V7, you have created all those.
Okay.
I'll show you. Continue. Back. What it says here? Inactive, right? Status C. Select this, activate. See, checking, check treatment after the end of the useful life. Save it. It's giving us a warning message. See, in the base method, when I selected 12, here, end of the life. I did not say yes, or I kept it as a no. So it is telling, please verify this. And what you were asking, no, Sapna?
Yeah.
See, period control, I defined it as V7. This period control. My period control method is that period controller. This I have defined assignment to it. Okay, when I'm defining, I'm associating this to my fiscal year, right?
Right.
Variant we gave here, right? V7, right? This is what we defined, right?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes.
To this my period control, I called over here when I was maintaining my period control. Hello, settle down please. Or just put it on mute. Here, Sapna.
Yeah. It's a method. You're combining both together. Okay.
Yeah. So this is about the one depreciation key I have defined. That is for SLM. Okay, now I'm defining one more for WDV, written down value or diminishing value, whatever you call, new entries. So I'll say here written down value. So this is my written down value V700. Say maximum on method, assignment, new entries, ordinary depreciation, same thing. Depreciation, base method. Okay. SLM. Okay, save it. That's it, right? See, again it gives a warning. Just a warning. Done. Back. Select this, activate. Again click on new entries. This is useful life, right? One more.
Yes.
Based on useful life. This is what very commonly used in US more.
Okay.
So this is useful life I'll use. Percentage from useful life.
Okay.
Save it. Did we have not entered na percentage?
No,
No.
we didn't.
Did we?
No.
Oh yes,
No.
I have entered a wrong one now over here.
Yeah. I
US
don't
now was this.
Yes.
Okay. So I have defined 3 depreciation keys. Right?
So this
So we
is
have
compulsion in a company that we have to define all these three methods?
No. Depending on that. In US, you will define only useful life. I don't know, but this is what they mostly follow.
Okay.
Okay. What I have done for one of a client is useful life only.
Okay.
On
Yeah.
what basis do they decide that useful life?
I told you, last time it is the chart that will be given by the government, right? They will give you this how the,
Based on the chart, we have to define that.
yeah, as per the law of that land, whatever they give you, you will design as per that.
Okay. Yeah, you showed us. Sorry. Yes, you showed us.
Yeah, that percentage also, whatever I'm giving, that 10%, 15%, you cannot give whatever way you like. Okay?
Yeah.
I just give like this. How to make you understand?
So you
This
sent us
percentages
this chat. No, you did send us this, right?
No, this is an old chart of Indian. This doesn't belong now also, this one.
But
think
at
they
least
use
we'll
some
get
different-
an idea, right?
Okay. Okay. So this is about the depreciation.
Okay.
Any questions till here?
And the methods also as per the company requirement?
Yes,
the
yes.
SLM.
Yes.
Okay.
Correct, Amruta. Useful life. Basically, in the US level, they use most of this, or either this. Okay.
Either SLM or USL.
It's almost similar, no? Useful life is similar to your SLM only. Here you maintain the percentages. Here you don't maintain the percentage.
Okay.
Okay, now transaction. Master data. If you people remember, we created a screen layout, right? The prerequisite was for in case of an asset class. Able to recollect?
Maybe if you show it, I can maybe.
Prerequisites for creating an asset class. Defining an asset class, we created a screen layout rules.
Controls asset master data.
So define screen layout for asset master data. I'm going here.
Yeah,
Huh?
yeah, we did that, I think.
SM04. Who is sitting there? Okay. So see, your V screen layouts, that one which we have defined is this one, right? See?
Building. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
One more should be there.
VFT.
VPM, VFT.
Okay. So we have this, right?
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
700.
Now, purpose of the screen layout is it will control the fields of the master data. See, for example, I go to the VBS, like all these fields I'll show you. These are tabs, like how we have seen in GL master data, right? Tabs. Create bank interest, type description. These are tabs. I'll show you. Just remember this: general data, posting information, time dependent. Under these tabs, these are the fields you will see. Whether you want to keep it required, optional. Can you see here?
Yeah.
Hello? These are the fields. See, I kept it required for description 1 over here. If you go to the time dependent, see here, cost center, business area, whichever you want to keep it optional, and all this you can keep it over here.
Yeah, that is according to the business requirement again.
Yeah, exactly. For example, plant and machinery is there. Okay, whichever you require, you can keep it as an optional. So your master data, in asset master data, one is related to the asset master, one is related to the depreciation area. Screen layout for depreciation areas.
Okay.
System is slow, man. Okay, just note down this layout names. Okay, 2000 for sub asset, 1000 for main asset. Layout you can create. It's not this. So I'm using the 2000 layout. So here if I click, see these are all the fields you will see. I'll show you this: depreciation key, useful life, ordinary depreciation, all this. Layout.
So 1000 is for what?
Main asset. I'll show you what does it mean. And 2000 is for main and the sub asset both.
Okay.
Combination. Okay.
So now we are going to use 1000. I mean main asset.
Both we
or-
can use. You can use both. Okay, next, last one, define and assign forms. This is basically, if you remember, in the banking and all that what we have designed, we give a form name, right, for the output.
Yeah. Mhm.
Like for all my assets, these are the form. VFT, VBS, whatever we have defined. See, this is the form name. Let's assign the default one. This is the form name. I'll show you the output. It's just an output of this. Back. Okay. Now let us test this. Start testing this. Now the crucial phase start. Testing. So I'll create a asset master data. Okay. You have to remember this transaction code AS01. This is my first scenario. The scenario is, we looked into the depreciation calculation, right? As per the period control, right? It should happen. Hello?
Yeah, I can't see, I mean, I'm not able to see anything you're writing.
What about others? Amrita?
Yeah, I can see that. On the Excel sheet. Yes.
No, on Word, you were trying to write something.
No, I'm not writing on the word Excel.
I don't know, it
Tara?
went blank.
Yeah.
Ravi?
Yes.
Can you see my
Yeah,
screen?
now I can see.
Yeah, yeah.
Now I can see.
Okay. Oleg, you there?
Yes.
Okay. You be a very silent spectator today. Okay. Asset, create, here. I'm creating my master data like how we have created vendor master, customer master, GL master, right? Similar to this. This is an asset master. So asset master is created based on asset class. As I said, each asset is represented by asset class, right? Each asset.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
we created one asset for building, VBS, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Company code V700. This I'll tell you what is the similar asset. 1, enter. No, what did we define, man?
VBF.
EBF.
Oh, VBF.
Something.
Ah, right. We cannot use.
What you cannot use?
No, one setting we missed out. That's fine. I come here, valuation. Determine depreciation areas in the asset class. Here, we define depreciation, right?
Yes.
Yes.
We go to the asset class. PBS, depreciation areas. Here. If you see this, these are deactivated. See, these are deactivated, right? I'll uncheck this, this gets activated. So I'm using a layout, see here, 2000. 2000 is for sub-asset, right?
Both, right? Sub and
Both,
main.
main and sub, enter. Now this got activated. Now you tell me for book depreciation, what is the depreciation you want to calculate? SLM, useful life,
SLM.
WDV for this building. SLM.
SLM.
Okay. Do you want to calculate a different depreciation for taxation? Okay, I'll use WDV. Okay, for reporting purpose. Now here, my useful life, I'll say 10 years, 10 years. But you can overwrite in the front end. I'll show you all this. Okay. 10 years, 5 periods, 5 months. Okay, 10 years, 6 months period. This is enter. Okay, just save it. Same thing, I'll put it for plant and machinery. VPM. Deactivate, deactivate. 1000, 2000. So let's say useful life. Okay,
Yeah,
otherwise
yeah.
we'll use this for SLM. No, we'll use this for useful life.
Useful life.
And this I'll use WDV. Make it a note somewhere. It should show exactly the same way. For plant and machinery I put this way. For building I've kept the other depreciation keys. Then you have furniture.
VFT.
I'll use both same. Okay. Or let me put for this SLM and sorry. For this I'll keep it as useful life and WDV. For plant and machinery I'll use the same SLM. I'll save it.
So plant and machinery, you used SLM and SLM?
Yeah. Okay. Now let us define the master data. AS01, enter. So I'm through. Now this is my building. Building. I'll put the scenario name. It's okay, right? In the description. Hello?
Yeah.
Okay.
You should name the asset over here. I'm just keeping the scenario so that there are many scenarios. So I'll just keep it the scenario name. So here I'm trying to check what period control. Okay.
Okay.
First scenario we'll keep it this way. So I'm looking for calculation of SLM. Right? And WDV, right? We gave two different, right?
Yes.
So SLM will go for the book depreciation 01 and WDV will go for depreciation 15, right?
15. You said 40.
15. Now can you see this capitalized debt? Okay, I have not given anything. Okay. Where did we see this? General, time dependent, allocation, origin, right? All this? Tabs.
Yeah.
Master data, you can control these fields.
Yes.
Yes.
Right. I go to this time dependency here. I'll just give business area 701. Okay. I'll come back directly to depreciation areas here. See automatic coming over here?
Yeah.
How?
Because you already mentioned it, right?
We define
Huh?
depreciation.
You defined it, right? Already?
Yeah, we have defined it fine, but we have assigned it to the asset class. Remember with the screen layout we have assigned it just now, right?
We have sent it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Here, just now determine depreciation areas in the asset class.
Asset class.
Now if you want to overwrite this, you can overwrite here. If you want to.
Okay.
You want to change this, you can change it over here. Swapna.
Mhm.
Okay. Now see, I'm not giving anything in the ordinary depreciation start date. I'm not giving anything. Based on this, the depreciation gets calculated. I'll save it. Right? So asset 1, forget about the 0. As of now, asset 1 is created. This 1 is generated based on the number ranges that we have assigned in the asset class. Remember, I told you have to create different number ranges for different assets over there.
Yes.
Right? So this is the 1 range created. So my asset is ready. Now I'm going to purchase this asset. So here I'm purchasing the asset. Through F-90. Acquisition, external, through vendor. So 0101 2014, 2014, vendor, enter, let's say 100,000, or I'll give 120,000. Okay. The depreciation key for this is 70 stands for debit, 75 for credit. Asset. Like how you had, right? Customer, vendor, GL.
Yeah.
So this should become 70 debit, right? We are receiving the asset, right?
Yeah.
So in this is my asset, right?
Yes.
So now here you see this asset is a external acquisition, right? We are acquiring, right? Here, external acquisition, transaction type, 100.
Okay.
See, I'm posting to the master data over here, right? Hello?
Right.
It is getting posted to the GL, see, automatic. I'm not posting to the GL. I post to the master data, it updates to the GL, similar to your reconciliation accounts. You post to the vendor master, it will update to the GL, right? Payables. Exactly the same way. You post to the master data, it updates to your GL. Document, simulate. You will see the master data. Correct? GL?
Yeah.
I'll save it. Documents are also posted. Okay, now let's first verify the master data. So I go to the master data, change mode now, I'll go to the AS02. I go to AS02. This is my master. First I look at the master data, see here. Capitalized date updated, automatic? Hello? Capitalized date is nothing but the date from the asset is being used. So how it got updated? From the transaction data, from where I was posting, right? From there it got updated. Right? Based on the transaction data, your ordinary depreciation get updated. See here.
Okay.
Clear? Back. Okay, now I go to the asset values. Either you can use the report AW01N transaction code, or directly you can go from here. Now went to the asset values to verify that values.
What's the transaction code? AW01.
AW01N.
Okay.
Okay. So 120,000, 10% is correct or wrong?
It's correct.
Correct.
Ravi?
Yeah.
Dhara?
Yes.
Amruta? Oleg?
Yes, it's correct.
Correct, right? 10% we kept it for book depreciation. It is correct. But for the taxes, how much did we keep?
It is also WDS 10%.
10%, huh?
It's 10%. No.
It is
It's
based on
15%.
Yep.
See, I'll go back here. See your master data, depreciation areas. What did we give here?
WDV, that's what.
So WDV means how much? What is the percentage?
15. You kept it.
15.
10% only.
What it is calculating? 12%, 10%, man.
Yeah, you kept 10% only for WDV also.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's go and change it then. $15, man. See?
Oh,
Hello?
Yeah.
yeah, it's 15.
And why it is not.
But you mentioned in SLM, it's 10, right? Like
Yeah, that is
when
fine,
you
no?
create
For
it,
depreciation, no?
asset
This is perfect.
master.
Huh?
In the asset master, do you mention any?
Yeah, see in the master data, no, automatic it updates, no? Based on the depreciation area what we have assigned. See. Right? Here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, anyways, I'll show you on that. Okay, we'll come back later. This clear, right? 12,000? Hello?
Yeah.
What?
So I go to this posted value. This is planned value. This is totally planned. I go to the posted value. Now see for the posted value, correct right over here, 1,000? Correct or wrong? 1,000, right, per month?
Per month.
12,000 means?
Yes.
Hello?
Total.
Comparison over here. So it started in 2014, so my depreciation is getting nullified in 2023, correct? 10 years, no?
Mm-hmm.
Hello?
Yes.
This is the parameters, useful life is 10 years. Okay.
Okay.
Now, the next scenario will be, I will post my depreciation, scenario is I'll post my calculation of an asset. Now I purchase my asset in the month of March. Okay. So how much it should calculate depreciation for? Or let us say March.
9
Depreciation
months.
should be calculated for?
9
Whole year.
months, right?
Whole year.
Huh? Whole year.
This is which scenario?
No, as per our period control, no, Sapna, we set it up, right?
Yeah, whole year.
Whole year.
Sorry.
So what I have to do, again I need to create one more master data. So VBSC, again I'm creating. So this I'm just giving the description as a scenario name, okay? So it is not the name of the scenario, it is the name of that particular asset, you will give it here. Okay, so here I'm saying purchasing my asset in the month of March, but depreciation should be calculated for whole year.
Whole year.
So I'm not giving any capitalized date, see, nothing. Just the business area I'll give, nothing, see. Okay?
Okay.
I'm saving it. Okay. Now I'll purchase this asset. So let's say we should purchase on March, right? So 01/03/2014. Same 120, 70. So this is 2 now, right?
Yeah.
So external acquisition, enter 120, save it. Clear? Now let us verify this. Slash and AS02 I'm going, change, master data. So this is capitalized date, right?
Yeah.
So my depreciation should calculate from when, Sapna?
From March.
Huh?
It's for the whole year, right?
Whole year
So January, right? 0101, na?
January. Yeah.
from January.
Right? So see here, my
0101.
depreciation area should show 0101, see?
Yeah.
But in earlier case, whatever was the depreciation, it had come over here, right?
Yes.
You're getting this? If I am purchasing in the first 6 months, my depreciation area always says it is 01/01/2014.
14.
Whole year. Correct? Everyone with me on this? Ravi?
Yeah.
Okay. Now go to the asset value. See here. Verify that. Okay. I go to this posted values. See here. Whole year, na? 12,000, correct?
Yes.
Go to the posted values.
Each period
So it has accumulated the depreciation in the 3rd month. See.
Mm-hmm. But
Yeah?
it will divide for the all rest of the months.
Yeah. Because this is the day I purchased it, right?
Right.
3rd month I purchased it, right? In the month of March, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the client says, I don't want this way. I want this remaining 3,000 should be distributed to the remaining months. Okay, up this way. Okay.
So it will go to 2015.
No.
No, it will be sharing the value. $2,000 will be shared with them.
No. Hold on.
From March to December, I guess.
See?
Those
Okay,
days are
hold on.
already gone.
Hold on. Swapna, just watch the screen.
Yeah.
Okay, keep in mind what I'm doing now. You will answer this. Okay, now watch this. I go to IMG. Specify intervals and posting rules. Position. What's my company code? V700, right?
Yeah.
I'll give V700. V700. Select this. Double click on the posting rules. Can you see your smoothing?
Yeah.
Hello? You select this
Yeah.
smoothing. Okay. I'll save it. Back. I'll come back to the screen. I'll go to the AS02. So what it has done? The 3,000?
It got divided for all the months.
What months?
Oh.
It went upside, not down. Not in the future periods, in the past periods.
Yes.
Here, this is called as a smoothing.
But
Smoothing
if it's
is done
gone-
for the current year depreciation only.
But Kadir, if those months are already gone, right? So if
Yeah.
it's even dividing, you still have to pay that 3,000 at the month of March itself because it's an accumulated debt.
No, you did not get my point over here. You got the depreciation even though you have purchased the asset in the month of March, but the depreciation should be calculated for the whole year. So
Right.
the question is the depreciation should, the client said I don't want to accumulate depreciation in that particular March period. Make sure you just divide the depreciation equally on the past periods, right? Because we have purchased in the current period, right?
Right.
So third is my current period, right?
Uh-huh.
It is nothing but take it simple. The depreciation gets divided equally. That's it.
Okay.
Ravi,
Yeah.
okay. Now what's this? I'll uncheck this. Now what happened? Accumulated, right?
It accumulated.
The place where it is accumulated, this is called as a catch-up method. Catch-up.
Okay.
The one which was getting distributed, right, in the past period, that is called as a smoothing.
Yeah.
Clear?
Mhm.
Right? So it is calculating as per our scenario. Hello?
Yeah.
Okay. Next. Now, one more scenario that I don't know why that is not getting calculated for the WDV. Okay. Now my next scenario is so we have looked into smoothing and catch up, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Catch up also. Next scenario is okay. The post capitalization of asset. Okay, what does this mean is I'm trying to capitalize the asset in the current year. Are you clear with the word capitalize?
Mhm.
Huh?
No.
Yes.
No.
Put to use, man, nothing but the current year. Huh? Yeah.
Capital expense.
Hello?
Yeah, Oleg.
Yeah, you asked capitalize. I'm thinking capital expense or something like this.
Capitalizing an asset means you are using that asset on that. Capitalization of asset is you are put to use. You are using that asset. That asset is being used.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Capitalizing the asset in the current year.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you, Sapna. With reference to previous year. Clear or not clear?
Hello?
I can hear you,
Okay.
Ravi.
Actually,
Hmm.
I lost you for a while.
Okay. That's fine. So what I'm doing here, I'm capitalizing the asset in the current year with reference to previous year. Okay.
Kadir, I can't see your screen. I mean, are you trying to put it in the Excel?
Yeah. So refresh it. Ravi, can you see?
Yeah, I can see.
Okay.
Yeah.
Suppose this asset belongs to somewhere in the year, let's say 0101. This is 14, right? So 5 years. So behind 5 years means 0101
2009.
2009. Huh?
If it is 5 years minus, yes.
Then 9. 14 is my current period.
Then it will be 2010.
Okay, let us give this 2000. So I will give it as 0101. Yeah, 2009 I'll give. Okay. This was an asset which I purchased in 2009. Hello.
Okay.
10 years. Useful life. So remaining useful life how much?
5 years, no?
5 years. Remaining useful life is 5 years. Okay. So I'm creating a master data again. One more scenario. S01 VBS again. This is called as a post capitalization of asset. Capitalization. Oh, sorry. Again, I need to do it. AS01. Okay. Just before that, see, there's no required entry for capitalized, right? See, right? Okay. Sorry. I'll select this post capitalization. See. Okay. 1 second. Okay. See here, now selected this post capitalization, I press enter. What do you see? Hello?
Capitalized.
It's a
on.
mandatory parameter.
Required.
It has become as a required
Required.
entry. So I'm saying a post capitalization of an asset. So we said this asset got capitalized when? 0101 2009, right?
2009.
Old asset. See, if you do not select this, what will happen? See. Okay, this is going through, right? See. See. I'm able to do it, right?
Yeah.
Right, see here, depreciation area 2009. So expired useful life is how much? It's gone, right? This life of an asset is gone, right? Expired.
Expired.
5 years gone, right?
Okay.
So that's what I said, right? Capitalize the asset in the current year with reference to previous year. Correct? Previous year, no? These are.
Oh, yes.
Hello?
Yes.
Okay. So, Dhara, you're getting this?
Yes.
So, this asset was purchased way back in 2009. So, I'm trying to pull that asset in my SAP. So, when I need to that, I need to put down, I want to know the history of the data. Like, this asset was capitalized on so-and-so year, and it has an expired useful life of 5 years. So, current it will show me remaining 5 years, right? Because the useful life of asset, we said 10 years, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now I'll save it, see. What if I do not select this, will it take, see here? Same post capitalization, say 2009.
Kadir, I have a question. So you purchased this asset in 2009, right? It should calculate from 2009 itself, right?
No, that is closed. Those years are closed. It's just for an information sake to during the audit time.
Years.
Yeah.
So you're calculating from 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
That is closed. I'm not calculating it. It is just for an information sake. I'm bringing in that asset, but my actual calculation will start from 2014 only.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you're bringing that asset.
Bringing that asset. Good.
And it is calculating from the, see, it's like 2009, 10, 11. It's not calculating from 10, 11, 12, right?
No. It has already calculated in the legacy system, old system. Some other system they were using it. Hello.
Okay.
Obviously it is calculated, na? 9, 10, 11 already done, na? Those depreciations, calculations, everything were done in some earlier systems or books or whatever it might be.
So it's pulling up till 5 years, which is expired.
That expired, I just want for information sake, for an information to show in my system during the audit time when they go through that this asset has already gone through 5 years, remaining 5 years they are doing it in SAP.
Okay.
Okay. So this asset doesn't have a vendor, right? It has already been purchased in 2009, closed, paid, everything is gone. So I'm using this offsetting entry ABZ0N. Okay, without a vendor, acquisition without a vendor. Hello.
Okay.
Simple. I'm trying to capitalize an asset in the current year with reference to the previous year. Simple.
Okay.
Right, see here, I'm giving what date? 0101 now.
Yeah, it's current date.
Okay, so let's say 120,000 I'm giving.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'll simulate this, it throws an error. See. What says? Contra acquisition value could not be found. Okay. So what is this contra account? Okay. What's a contra account? Anyone? Hello?
No idea.
At least heard?
Contra entry.
Yes.
Contra entry. What is contra entry? Somebody said, no?
I said it.
Huh?
I
If
have
a
to do
transaction requires an entry on both the debit and the credit side
Credit.
simultaneously, it is called as a contra
contra entry.
entry. Correct?
Yes.
I don't know. For example, if the check deposited, okay, check received, you received the check. The company received the check, but has not yet deposited. Check received, not deposited. Example. Okay. So what is the entry? First entry, what do we say? We received the check, right? Check is nothing but I'm saying cash
Cash.
to
Bank.
whatever it is, data account from that customer, right?
Yeah.
To customer, from whoever. To customer. But once this check is deposited, what do you enter? It has gone to the bank, right?
Bank. Yeah.
To cash. So what is the contra entry over here?
At the same time, it's getting deposit. I mean, like cash
Cash.
and cash, right? Like so.
This is the contra.
Simultaneously.
This is called as a contra entry. Okay?
Okay.
It's in BGOM, man. I hope you people recollect. So let us create one contra entry and assign
But
in the unit.
Kadir, these transactions are recorded separately, right? You didn't deposit the check yet. That's when your entry is recorded. And after you deposit the check, that's when it's recorded.
Right.
So it can be different dates.
No, dates is not a matter. Look into the contra entry. The contra entry should always nullify. That is more important.
Okay.
So I'll create another one, 6003. Control data. Yeah, I'll take it tomorrow on this one. Okay. We'll go on another one. Okay. See you tomorrow, same time. Oleg.
All right.
Yes.
Oleg.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I
So
got it.
you-
8 to,
yeah.
I got it. 1 hour earlier. I got it.
Earlier. All right.
Mhm.
Everyone. Yeah.
Kadir, what is the time? Because I thought it was 9:30.
8:30. 8:30.
So from now it's going to be 8:30.
Yeah. For a time being. I'll update you
Okay.
on that. Okay. All right, guys. See you.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Bye,
Thank
guys.
you, Kadir. Bye.
Thanks.
Bye. Good night to all. Bye.
Go through the
Thank
set
you,
accounting. It is going to get tougher. There are all scenarios which keeps on going for next 2 days.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.